Okay, over. My mic is me.
Hello.
Got this. That audio.
Yeah, I have it up right now. Bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum.
Okay. Back on. Bum, bum, bum. It's looking a bit high on, like the music is looking a bit high on mine. Well, won't be a lot of music playing.
I'm not sure if your audio is getting cut out or has been muted at some point.
At either one of them. Get rid of that noise gate. That's probably cutting me off something there. I think I will
Oh
turn
yeah,
down
because
the...
it's low. It's a lot low. Your audio is a lot lower than everything else.
Okay. Let me turn down that. Let me turn you up. .5. How's that look sounding?
Let's see.
We will find out shortly.
I don't know if you need to turn me up.
Well, I did, and
I'm about to
hopefully...
see how loud I am now.
Yeah, you are. But you should be louder than me. Hopefully not so much louder that it's a problem.
I was already louder than you.
Well,
Your delay is pretty long, so it's going to take a bit.
I wonder why this one is delayed so much.
It was delayed yesterday.
Eh.
You're loud enough that, like, you're not getting cut out anymore and you can be heard, but
You're too loud?
still a lot louder than you. Be a bit louder just to pass the background music.
Okay. I will... I really need to quit hitting the fucking mute button when I go to hit the gain button. Alright. I'm louder, you're louder, we should both be louder now.
Okay, now we
Give it a
can
shot.
do some more conversational audio testing.
More conversation is
Yes,
always good.
quit hitting the mute button, apparently.
Bum, bum, bum.
You're good compared
bum,
to the audio.
Bum, 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 bum. Somehow I ended up just making you much louder than that.
For a while, I wasn't sure if I was there or not. I thought I got removed. No, I'm there.
You're there, and
This
you're
is
sounding
good.
good. All right. You're there. Music's good. Sounds perfect for now, then. All right, so I'm going to turn this down a little bit because it is a bit loud in my ears. But my recent obsession in terms of looking at old Pokemon stuff has been these old websites. Stuff coming from the late 1990s up to the early 2000s and sort of what their impact is. It may be a video in the future and it may be not, but most of the stuff I've been posting about it has gotten people like interested in it. And the reason why it has something to do with the fact that they're kind of goofy and they're old and they gives people sort of a nostalgia for the past. But the thing that catches my interest is not only are they like these old goofy relics of the past, especially for those of us who grew up with the internet at this age, but it's that these are basically the equivalent of fan creation cultures today. Like, some of the stuff that we'll be seeing on these websites would be the equivalent of like doing a Pokemon video essay or whatever. There's sort of a standard that people often go to. People of all ages sort of try to make these as an expression of their fandom. It's not just that they're making websites to do things. They're making websites as a creative endeavor. And the structures behind that are also very different than what they are today, just because of how the internet has shaped out for the past 20 years or so. But what one of the things I've been especially interested in trying to find is places where people are talking, message boards, guest books, even even some of the comment sections of fan fiction or fan art. And the reason for that is that this is kind of where Pokemon fans in the early days met and talked to each other. And the existence of any sort of cyberculture within fandom is it's one of the reasons why after Pokemania ended in like 1999 or 2000, Pokemon continued being the big thing that it was. It's one of the reasons why it lasted as a phenomenon as long as it did. One of the fan sites I was on said something I thought was pretty good, which is that when um, during the early 2000s, when Pokemon had sort of fallen off, it had become less popular, but the interest in it had grown. So it wasn't the cool thing to be into anymore if you were a kid at school, and um, you didn't have people on recess trading Pokemon cards or getting into fights anymore over the artifacts of it. But the people who were into it were really into it, and they stayed into it, and that lasted until later. And that sort of developed into the fandom that has become today on the internet: Twitter, Discord, 4chan, Tumblr, etc. So yeah, but I think these are really cool and they're really fun to go through, and I figured I'd share it with people, and hopefully some other people would get curious about this old culture because it's something I think is worth sharing. Um, I found basically the way that I thought I was going to do this is we have I would start with basically one website that I found, and we do a deep dive based off of that. Because basically, the way that the old web worked is through affiliation. You would become affiliated with different websites, and they would link back to you, and that's how you would discover new stuff. Because Google was still in its infancy, and other search engines weren't quite up to par. And so one website will link to three other websites. Each of those three websites will link to 7 different websites, and you can find a whole web of people, a whole rhizome of people, just by doing that. So that's the idea behind this. We'll see how long we go for. I'm thinking an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and it should be a lot of fun. Hello, Disc Guy. Thanks for watching my videos on Ayamatsui and Takeshi Shudo. And I really enjoyed making them, and I hope this becomes something that develops off of those. So I'm glad that you're here. Let's start looking through these goofy old websites.
I like this guy. I like this guy. Are we gonna get that guy?
I don't know. Current and Cold Steel 3 kept talking about Disarray, but we never got Data Ray. So who knows what we will end up finding.
Completion of the joke.
I mean, I said it so many times. It finally had to happen somewhere. All right. So this is the Pokeflame. This is actually a bit more elaborate than a lot of websites I found. The news section has multiple posts and not just one that says, "Hey guys, I'm going to be updating, but I just got into college and I'm really really sick" or something like that. But and they're posting up regular news things like the Pokemon Read-A-Rama. It's like stuff in the outside world that they actually happened in the real world that they're talking about. And it does look like they have multiple webmasters too. You've got Z, he's probably the main one. No, PF Moltres is the actual webmaster. Z is some dude on AOL who was contributing. These are from early 2001, so this would have been a couple months before the third movie came out. And I'm guessing that at some point in New York City they had showed off the Pikachu short for the next movie coming out. Game Boy Advance had just come out. Gold and Silver would have been out since November of the previous year in the United States, and therefore in most of the English-speaking world. But you can already see here, they're talking about their UBB. That's their bulletin board. There's a couple different softwares that they would use back then. UBB was sort of the more the more hackable one, you had to have some element of coding to be able to use it properly. Most of them, most of the websites would use UBB at some point, but a lot of them, including Serebii and Bulba Garden later, would switch over to easy boards because they're more template-like and you can modify them a bit more easily. They're also less costly on web servers. Yeah, Ultimate Bulletin Board version 5.5b, all the way back to 2000. Chances are none of these are going to lead anywhere. Oh no, these did. How about that? So, banned and kicked out. Nope. That one's banned. Blocked. High. Yeah. Okay. So sometimes you can get into the big forms without, and these smaller topics will often be the point where no return happens. So yeah, a lot of these are just kind of dead now. Everyone can read this, probably except for us. Yeah. Even this type of stuff is pretty interesting to run into, though. Just post titles and whatnot. Because if we're looking at, say... I mean, I mostly focus on the Pokemon anime with my videos, but... Pokemon games, if we're looking at things that people are talking about, who thinks Heracross is strong, that could be Ash's Heracross that they're talking about in the anime, just because those things aren't quite as easily divided. But chances are it's just some kid found Heracross when they were going through Gold and Silver, and they wanted to talk about how cool their favorite bug was. I'm thinking
Clearly, that was Gappy.
that's what I was thinking of saying. Like, I think we found Gappy's old
Gappy's old account was apparently Kari.
And he got 8 replies as of 4/12/2001.
2001. That was 20. He was 5, I think.
Yeah,
he was like 5.
He was 5. He was a poor little Irish boy. All he gotten was Pokemon Gold and Silver for Christmas, and he got stuck in Azalea Town because he kept headbutting trees trying to find a Heracross. Because he was just so cool. I was really hoping the shiny Pokemon topic would be open, because those weren't well known at the time. Yeah.
I remember my first shiny that wasn't a Gyarados, and like it was horrible. Like, I don't remember how it happened, but like I was just playing the game Gold and Silver one day, and then I ran into a brown Bellsprout, and I must have killed it. I definitely didn't catch it. I either panicked or I wasn't sure what was going on.
You thought it was a glitch or something, right? I've heard a lot of people say that.
I don't know. I think I knew what shiny Pokemon were, but it was brown, so it was like ugly. And so also, it's very possible I was just in a position to not catch it properly. Like, I didn't have a Pokemon that could weaken it. Or something.
I'm trying to think
something happened. I don't remember.
I'm trying to think of my first shiny type. That wasn't, like you said, the Gyarados. I know that early on I had the typical experience a lot of people did, where they had a shiny Graveler and you try to catch it and it explodes and it kills you, or kills itself. But before then, I'd run into it to something. It was just like, oh, this is weird looking. And I didn't catch Pokemon all the time because I was like a 10 or a 12-year-old, and I kept my starter built up until the very end, and mostly just raised one Pokemon and then used Kyogre at the end to kill the Elite Four. So I don't know what
exactly. Venusaur with Vine Whip, Solar Beam, Leech Seed, and some other grass move.
Yeah, it beats everything, even stuff that resists it. I'm guessing...
Razor Leaf, if I didn't say that. Vine Whip, if I didn't say that.
I think you said Leech Seed, Vine Whip, Solar Beam, and I guess the fourth one would have been Razor Leaf.
I guess Razor Leaf, then, yeah.
Could have been Toxic, too. There were no Steel types in Gen 1. You could get away with it. I'm guessing...
Ember, Flamethrower, Fire Blast.
and Fire Spin,
And
but
Fire
also
Spin, yeah.
but also possibly Fly because you needed a Pokemon that could learn Fly.
Yes. You know what? Cut. Cut would have been the move I put on a Venusaur. I always use
Absolutely.
Venusaur for cut.
Let's go to
Blasters.
X-League for a bit.
Surf. Actually a viable move. Didn't know that at the time.
No, but you
Because
definitely needed it.
all other HMs sucked. But like Surf, Water Gun, Hydro Pump. Bubble Beam.
Skull Bash. Skull Bash was a TM, and Blastoise was one of the few Pokemon that I knew that could use
never
it
liked Skull Bash.
because
So
it was a setup
I
move.
didn't like that it took. Yeah, I didn't like it because I didn't want to wait a turn. I didn't understand that there were benefits to using Skull Bash that increased your defense and stuff.
Nope. All right.
Like stat moves in general, like increasing your stats.
They're
just
worthless.
like
Why would you ever use them?
Yeah, I never used them.
Can I mod? This is a. I feel like I don't think we've had anyone in our Discord ask us to become a mod yet, but I think that was a problem for a lot. I think that was a problem for a lot of communities. I don't think at Bridge Forums we ever had that happen, but I know Box of Danger did, and they would often just give people mod just to fuck with them too. So, excuse me.
Dash never used Heracross in a gym battle.
In Johto, I don't think. I
Crazy.
feel like he used him against Whitney the first time and lost.
No, I feel like that was one of those things where he used the same Pokemon both times.
Probably.
Just to he because you couldn't change that much of his strategy. He had to. No, I gotta beat him with the same Pokemon, otherwise it doesn't count.
Yeah.
I need to prove that like I didn't fuck up that much.
Even though he definitely did. So I'm guessing the Flame League was an RP subsection of the group where, you know, you're a trainer and you're going through this league and you fight the gyms who are probably the moderators and you go on to fight the champion in online battles. There are online like battle simulators at this point. They're not like Pokemon Showdown would be quite yet, but they did have them in.
Right, the Alakazam.
I'm guessing
Blue Alakazam.
I don't know what it looks like. What shiny Alakazam looks like. I think it's just blue.
Not that.
I think it's just blue because this is the Pokeflame and they're ice.
Yeah.
They're
yeah, Pokeflame is ice type. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Dude, I've been in the shiny game in the past year, so I kind of know most shiny variants already. So like I already know what shiny Alakazam looked like.
So this is a voice thing. This would have been fairly unique because AOL did not have AIM did not have voice chat at the time, and I don't think IRC definitely didn't. I have no idea about ICQ because I never used it. But
ICQ sounds like something I used.
If you were around in the early 2000s and late 90s, probably. It was one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Telco point.
That I think got replaced by MSN because that's what my school friends were using.
Let's see what this is. Yeah, MSN, and then eventually that turned. For me, it was MSN and then AIM, and then it was Skype later.
I went from MSN to Skype.
I think both MSN and AIM were happening at the same time. It really was Skype that just kind of subverted both of them.
Yeah, and then we went from Skype to Discord.
Okay.
Now Teams is the thing. And I tried to ignore Teams, but then Teams gets used in business stuff, so I couldn't ignore it.
Teams and Zoom are the business people stuff, and Discord is for all the normals. Yeah, this is cool. It looked like they had basically, I forget what it's called now, but you can have these voice servers in Minecraft or something where they have locational audio. I don't know if this voice chat thing was that elaborate, but the fact that you could just integrate that onto a website is pretty cool. Pokemon Pong.
Locational audio on a website?
Yeah, like I said, I doubt that would be the case for an early website like this, but it would be cool regardless. Um, so here are the fake mons. Even back even back then, fake mons were obviously popular. It was very rare that they would be labeled as fake mons and not like I don't know OCs or being tried to pass off as leaks because you could do that very easily because children were stupider back then. They're still stupid today. They fall for any dumb leak, but you know, Spockachu, Spockachu.
Just because it has a thing in its hand? Uh,
Yeah, I guess it's
or
a.
a size in its hand.
No one
It
knows
just
how a
made it
Pikachu
great
came
and
back.
called it gel. It came back after it had died.
No one knows how a
Spockachu.
Pikachu came back after it died.
Something
That's
about
the
it being the Grim Reaper, I guess.
yeah. It's grayscale now. Full ice, Ice Fox. Wow, they were ahead of the game for
Got
that
rid of
one.
2 of the tails.
That may just be the GSC sprite. I don't know.
Um, by the way, I think that Alakazam, I think that's actually an Alakazam fused with a Blastoise now that I look at it more.
Yeah, very possible. It's also
Looks like it's
probably
got
just
cannons on its shoulder. It's like the cannon's shoulder thing.
it's probably just it's probably a fake mon like these. It's
Yeah.
Vulpix,
Blue
GS
Dog, I'm willing to bet it's called Arctinine. Or Arctic 9.
Arctic 9. Okay, that was a stupid thing for me to do. It didn't help at all.
Arctinine.
Let's see here. Pokemon 301 through 320. GSC would have put it up to 252, right, with Celebi?
Yeah. I don't know why they started at 300.
Maybe they allowed for like 50 more Pokemon to come into the new generation. Yeah,
That was anti-ambitious.
I would think so.
They cut 50 Pokemon, they're going to cut another 50, and then we're going to be done because we ran out of room. Ooh, the Fire Butterfree looks nice.
Fire free, yeah. After evolving, it
Fire
lost
free?
weight after its wings became
Caterfree?
Caterfree. You can see the Caterpie face here.
Yeah.
One recessive gene causes insect to grow wings. I'm guessing it's a stage 1.
Just a bug catcher.
After he was stung and mutated, he became part bug. We're not getting Snubizard or Flamemew, but Charo King looks cool as fuck.
Chartoys.
Chartoys.
Well, these are just fusions.
Yeah.
Actually, all of these are fusions.
These are all fusions with Dragonite and Char. This is
Sharkduck.
Charduck. Flame Duck. Well, Duck Orange and all that. Liltar. Why Liltar?
Ratlil. No. That doesn't mean anything.
Liltar? Yeah. Oh, I see.
What is
You're
that?
trying to put it backwards. Lil Rat, maybe,
Yeah.
but even then.
Well, attack,
Rattle.
neutralize, and-
Rattle.
Rattle makes sense, but you need to drop an L.
Well, Varesto is a clone of Mewtwo that was born from Magma, so I don't think there's a lot of... There's obviously a lot of thought being put into the lore here, but it's not always going to be the most coherent.
Pikachu.
Though it is quite cute, this Pokemon can be shocking.
That just looks like Pichu. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
look any different.
Well, it's slightly fatter. It's a Pikachu
The
with
tail
bulimia.
looks wrong. That much is fine.
I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be like a middle form of Pichu and Pikachu.
Hang on, before you go anywhere else, I want to look at. We really should look at these again. Like, look at their sizes.
5'4".
See if anything sticks out.
1'5",
Those are
1'8".
tiny. It's fine.
6'5".
But being big, it's fine, I guess. It's bigger than me.
6'8",
13.
650
Okay,
pounds.
Steelix makes sense.
Yes. 6'3". That's a Dragonite. Yes.
These are
4'6".
kind of. These are pretty reasonable.
Charduck is 3 foot because it's taken over from the A genetic engineer accidentally entered the wrong DNA. Okay, so that's how Charduck came about. He just fucked up. Flarizard is 5'2", and I could
That's
see
pretty
that being
big for a Flareon with wings.
I could see that being like lengthwise height rather than vertical height.
I
Liltar's a
hope that's the
snake.
case for the little car.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. 7'2" seems
The way they
big
measure
for.
height is very inconsistent with Pokemon. Like some Pokemon, yeah, they're measured from like butt to head, but then some are like front feet to head.
Also,
It's hard to say whether that Flareon is. Yeah.
yeah,
What is that last one?
that is Quaddy. It looks like a Magneton, but a water type. With water psychic abilities, it can be dangerous. I think that's like the only kind of original Fakemon here that isn't a fusion of a couple different ones.
Water Psychic.
Well, it was requested by PF Moltres, and then PF Moltres made it, so you can tell
I hope he was
who's.
satisfied with it.
Yep. Oh, these are mail to links, so we can actually learn what their emails are. PF
You can
Moltres
email
was.
them. PF Boltrus, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, PF at AOL.com. That may still be active. I don't think he would use
That's
it,
not
but
showing up for me. I don't know if it was showing up for the stream though.
it's showing up there, but it's probably illegible. Look into the bottom left corner of the browser. When I hover over it, it pops up what the link is there, and at the end
it
it's
shows
mail
up in
to.
yeah, okay.
So, but that's fine.
That's fine.
I can read it to people if need be. Looks like most of these were
Read out
requested.
people's email addresses.
Oh, this one is CableNet. That's and okay, this one is dondadon at cablenet.co.uk.
No fucking way.
Well, Dan, not Don. Dan.
Okay.
I misread that.
I'm like, there's no way Don existed back then.
It didn't, but I'm sure like it was a name for someone. This is just AOL. It's just hardingdale.com.au.
I just noticed that the Dragozare, which is a Mewtwo, but is Dragozare. I just noticed its face.
Yeah, that's the part that the Dragonite came in on. It's got a huge head for them.
Bing.
It looks like it's fast, but it is weak. So all in speed, not in anything else. And last batch here, assuming that this loads properly. Alright, I'm done with critique. Let's go to Azalea Town. Okay, while that's loading, let's see if we can find other stuff. Chances are none of these links are going to lead to much super interesting. These are probably just descriptions of, hey, these are the games. Maybe they have a walkthrough. Chances are the walkthrough that they made wasn't made by themselves. It was culled from Serebii or somewhere else. Here we go. Pikamew. That was to be expected.
Brainy Brainful.
Brainy Brainful. The Brainies can teleport near a range of 1 mile. Anira.
Slug.
Ramchu. I like Ramchu.
Yeah, it's got drills.
Cutesy. Jigglypuff times Clefairy.
Yeah. Clefable more.
Here's Aquapix. That's a Growlithe. Never mind. Crabler. This one's just called Boom.
Boom explosion.
You are tac.com.au. Fliglet. Bulbachew.
I really like the fucking Butterfree knockoffs.
I think you're right, Quiz. I think that's Alicatoys up there.
Yeah. Why is everyone obsessed with making Butterfree fake mons?
I don't know. They're not all from the same person either. Some of them are PF Moltres, other ones are not.
Flowcrash.
Yeah, Bulbasaur plus Lapras. That makes sense. Probably Flowpross for like flower rather than flow. Penkin, Icebird. That's not too far away from what we eventually got.
See, now I want a Pokemon called Flow.
Flow. I'm sure that'll exist at some
Like,
point.
and that's gonna fuck with a lot of people on how to pronounce that.
I'm sure
Is
that's
it
going to
Flow? No, it's Flow. Flow.
Flow. I feel like we
Can-
did get a Ninja
Ninja.
Pikachu at some point. It was a costume rather than a new Pikachu, but still. Okay. Pokemon games, yeah. Information, screenshots. Nope, that's going to Trinitium. That's not helping. Regular tips, secret tips. It's going to Negativion. That's an error, though, so it's not going to lead anywhere. Trinitium. Cool. So, yeah, games, often not a lot. It's going to be stuff that you know already as a Pokemon fan. Like, how do you do Pokemon Red? How do you do Pokemon Blue and shit?
How do you do Pokemon?
Yeah. Sometimes you'll catch an odd, like, that goes to Trinitium. Sometimes you'll catch, like, an odd rumor or something about the Pokegods or Mew or whatever, but even that stuff is kind of quaint at this point. So now we can... Now we got the fan art.
That wasn't the fan art?
Well, some of it was. Okay. It's a good Mew. I can and
I
have
don't know
drawn a
what's
better
off
Pikachu.
about it. There's something off about the Mew, and I don't know what. I guess it's just that the eyes don't like lined up right.
Yeah, this eye is too far down. If it were a couple pixels higher, it would be fine. But they're trying to wink it, and they kind of lowered it a bit too much, and that's that. Pikachu is missing some color.
Yeah. Somehow
and
completely forgot about the traditional red cheeks.
Also, its legs are bad. I don't know how to say that any better.
Legs are tough. That is a very accurate Diglett.
That's a very accurate...
Inaccurate Electrode.
Or inaccurate Voltorb. Maybe if you turned it upside down and turned it around.
Well, no, if you turn it upside down, then the eyes are on the wrong...
Okay, this person is good.
They fucked up the Teddiursa, but yeah.
That can be attributed to stylistic. This is a really good Houndoom.
That looks nothing like Houndoom. I don't know what you're talking about.
It looks like a Houndoom. I'm trying to think. There's something here that I recognize in addition to that, but I don't know. Oh, you know what? This is Red 13 from Final Fantasy VII as a Houndoom.
Okay.
Okay. This looks like Mega Charizard. At a glance, anyway.
That is a Charizard that does not have arms.
Looks less like Mega Charizard when zoomed in, definitely. I think this is Articuno, maybe? I think it's the fourth bird. A grass-type bird.
Ah.
And then that looks like the sketch for that. And then Umbreon, Ampharos. Cleffa is pretty much perfect. Meryl is pretty much perfect.
Ho-Oh.
Where's the Ho-Oh?
Up to the right.
Oh, maybe.
No, not that one.
That's a Furo.
Yeah, it's up in one right.
Oh, yeah, sitting Ho-Oh, okay. I thought you said creepy Ho-Oh.
I said baby Ho-Oh.
Yeah, it's a baby. I don't know what kanji this is next to Cat, but I'm glad that she had a mark for herself. Okay. Webmasters. Ooh, okay. So site interviews, I don't see them a lot, but every time I do, they are fun. Like, you were an abridger, you know chicken wings and shit, right?
Yeah, person? I don't remember.
Okay.
Chicken wings.
You remember how Matt Rocks 101 used to interview people then, right?
Yeah.
Same deal
Was
here.
one of them.
Well, I didn't remember that. I'm sure it was very funny. Let's go to Lavender Town.
You're gonna kill everyone.
I'm only gonna kill the suicidal people. Okay.
Oh,
Pokemon HQ is really this was a big one back then. So is NG Poke. All right. Are you interested in this? Is just copy and pasting from an AIM chat. So, when did you start your first web page? November of '98. First Pokemon page, November '98. Yeah, what got you started in web pages? Like, what got you started in the Bridge series was the Matt Rocks chicken wings question that everyone would start with. It's kind of like this is one one for one is this is the type of shit that I see them posting. Like,
earlier this week, I rewatched the Magikarp bridge videos we made, and of course, yeah, it starts with the Matt Rocks thing, and the thing I love is that we put the filter on him to make him sound like crappy,
yeah.
and also just like the verbiage we use. Like, so, what did you use to make your student war?
What did you use? Yeah. Did you use Windows Movie Maker? I just used Audacity and
something
stuff.
like I see.
I see.
Uh,
And then they said stuff that I shouldn't say out loud. This is actually one of the more coherent interviews I've seen so far. You gotta imagine these are a lot of 10-year-olds asking each other questions over AIM, so they're not always the most funny. There are some that are like, "Do you think that Serebii is a child molester or whatever?" They go into really weird um, territories, but this one seems mostly normal. Do you blame Pokemon fans or the companies that make the cards toys for the deaths and injuries of children? I, of course, blame the guardians of these children for their deaths. They're supposed to be supervising the child, not Burger King or Nintendo. They were supposed to know for children 3 and up. Besides Porygon, I'm trying to think of a major news story where children were murdered over Pokemon.
I like how the question is: do you blame Pokemon fans or the companies for the deaths and injuries of children?
Without any elaboration.
Generally speaking, the injuries and deaths of children. Do you blame Pokemon fans?
Well, Pokemon is cancer, and my son died of cancer, so I think that's something to be said here.
Children are dying of starvation in Africa. Do you blame Pokemon fans or the companies of Pokemon?
Well, Burger King clearly wasn't putting up their help.
Up for an interview.
Yep. When did you first start a site? About 4 years ago. It was very badly made. No tables, no style tags, no nothing. About your first Pokemon site? Well, it was 1 month after Elite 1, founder of NG Poke, add V and VR. VR Poke, probably. Made Victory Roared, which is now next generation Pokemon. I only made it to compete with him. It was also a very poorly made site. So I think I'm not seeing any ads on this site, but there were definitely banner ads and pop-ups all throughout even these little rudimentary sites because you could get money that way. It was a very simple way to do it. Most of them you're not going to see that on there because they weren't monetizing them, but if you go to early Serebii or early Bulbagarden, you'll get inundated with them. Oh yeah. Do you have a favorite site? Yeah, it's called The Newgrounds. I really don't know that site. Got an URL? Yeah, but it's kind of not made for kids. It's a bunch of Flash animations. Okay, what's your advice to other webmasters? Don't be a cheater, be original, don't be a butt munch. And that's all I can think of right now. What is the secret to your hits? That's page views. Yeah, page views. I don't see a counter on this page, but knowing the number of people that visited your website was like views on a YouTube video. It was just kind of a status symbol, I guess.
My friend had a website once that was kind of it was a Zelda website that he did all the web making for.
Hmm.
that also kind of hosted a card game that we made up and designed the cards for.
Yeah.
Um, we never really had any users on it except for one user. And like as time progressed, I could never prove this. I swear it was actually my friend being that guy and posting on our fucking website
That's
that he
really
was just like making another account and posting on the website.
it's really weird, but I also 100% believe it, just because that's the type of shit you get into. Right, submitting your sites to work, get free links everywhere you can, sign a lot of guest books. Oh, what do you think of webmasters of large sites? Well, a lot of them are buttholes, but the Pojo is pretty cool. They donate a lot of money to charity and stuff. Pojo is, I think they're now like one of the top sites about the Pokemon trading card game specifically. Um, do you blame the Pokemon fans or the companies that make the cards toys for the deaths and injuries of children?
God, he
Fans. It's their
okay.
fault. If I blew your brains out right now, your mom isn't going to sue Smith & Wesson for making a gun. She's going to sue me. Hypothetically speaking, I'm not going to shoot you. And then here's his plug at the end. I'm not going to shoot you, but if I did, your mom wouldn't sue me. Would sue me, not Smith & Wesson. Okay. So here's the affiliates. I've been to Zapchew.
The thing is, sorry, I'm still sitting on that one because I'm like, the thing is, like, that is such like a very specifically direct cause, though. I don't think that's what the question was about. Obviously, like, if you like picked up a gun and
Yeah.
shot someone, it was you.
Right. As opposed to, I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. Like, actually, you know what? I think I do know what they're talking about. Hold on.
Like maybe the seizure thing from the Porygon episode.
Nope. I think I may have been to the new. I've been to the news part of this website before, and I think I clipped something from there. But yeah, I think I know what they're talking about, and hopefully it'll pop up. Okay. Pokemon Readorama, Pokemon Center Game Boy, GB. May not have been this site, but there was something about a kid that brought a gun to school because he was afraid of the bully stealing his Pokemon cards. I found that on some site somewhere. I don't know if that actually ever happened or not. I could believe it could though. But all right, affiliates. Let's move on to the next site. We've got Zapchew, Flash Pikachu, Pokecute, Squirtle Power, Pokeweb Masters, Johto Star, and then Pokemon Safari. I've been to Zapchew before. I think I've been to Pokecute before. Go Johto Star. Okay, PF Moltres was 14 at the time. 14, 15 at this point. I saw 1986 and my heart stopped. I was like, oh, he's older than me. But he is older than me. He would be turning 40 next year. But
He was just not that old at the time.
no. It was like, okay, he was 14, not 40. This will
He was
probably
15. We were 11.
Yes. Well, depending on what, probably not. We probably would have been 10. October 2001 is kind of a hard cutoff point for a lot of these websites for mechanical reasons. Okay, working on stuff today. Also, school sucks. Also, I miss DBZ. Here's his AIM. We may be able to find him on AIM if it wasn't dead. Johto Star isn't having contests, but I am. Oh wait, are we having one? I don't know, but Cloud Guardian is. It's a domain contest. Anime site can go up. First prize is a domain, a URL, and a week of pop-ups of your site on my site. Second prize is a week of pop-ups on your site on my site. Third prize is a layout. You better hurry. Layout being all this shit around here that back in the day would have showed up. News Pro is just the RSS feed. You could build it into the front page of your website and build it off that way. This one doesn't look like it's going to be a lot of help here. Yeah, I can't tell what any of these are by the web link. This is just CSS stuff. This one says radio. And it's dead. Alright. Jotostar is a dead link. Let's go to Pokeweb Masters. Though our message board is still open. Alright, that's what I wanted to see anyway. Let's go to Viridian City. Okay. Last post was April 8th, 2001. Here are pop-ups. Fuck them. Yeah, nothing about 9/11 on here, unfortunately. Looks like this is actually hyperlinking again. Fuck off. Bidley, I guess your name is Articuno here? I need to talk to you about something. This is Nutcase from GL. And from what Urza, Jake, Constipated Piccolo, whatever the hell you want to call him, tells me, you are very pissed at me. Now I need to clear this up with you, so reply here and then I'll give you a chat room, since they don't have AIM, to go straighten this out. You just had to use my little Pokemon site. Great, now Gundam Lounge will find out and I'll have a whole heaping of problems. As for me being peed off at you, it is a yes. I'm not going to tell people at GL. If anyone would, it would probably be Urza, since he told me about this in the first place. For one thing, why are you pissed at me in the first place? Let me see. Remember I went crazy at that one board one day? Well, afterwards he started calling me names and making fun of me, and don't think I didn't know, because, well, then he started asking everyone if they were me. You know why you did ask someone if they were me, and they were, but you didn't catch me. You know why I did that? Because you're gonna go back to GL and try to spam it again, which just plain out shows immaturity. If you would have just gotten over the fact that you were banned from GL and that no one wanted you back, then I would have continued being your friend. But no, you had to try and go back and spam it again. Like Fishy said, spam to destroy ended your chance of possibly becoming unbanned. So don't say I didn't have a reason to do that stuff. Plus, I didn't even know I did catch you. Which one were you? I need to come here to see if you replied right after you do. Wow. Can I host the battle? What the hell? I think it's better if you. I think it's better if you shut the hell up this time. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. I was thinking about disentangling that and figuring out who had did what on GL to each other, but no. SSI ain't working, so you not see us for a night or two until we open. I see. Was this the last post? Yeah, this probably killed the website. I think SSI is one of the security certificates that websites would base off of, and if you couldn't get that certified, then your site would just not show up anymore. Muir tried 2 different times to tell people Happy Easter. Which one of these has the most views? We got some new hacks. Come on, load, you dumb bitch. Pop up. Alright, that one's dead. Happy Easter and Palm Sunday and Good Friday and no school. Next weekend is Easter. Let's look at Pokemon247.com.
I'm gonna get my vacation. Well, wait, no, it's not next week. It's the week after.
Damn. It's coming up soon.
I know, because that's what I'm attaching my vacation to.
Right. This is Pokemon 7. Sorry, Pokemon 24/7. Finally, I found the part of it where the fucking link worked.
Porn!
Eventually, we're gonna run into it. Okay, they've got a message board too.
That was probably a second P, actually. Just looked like an R to me.
Oh, PRN, Pokemon Palace Network, yeah. Uh, there is nothing on this one except miscellaneous and fan fiction writing.
What fan fiction cards?
Nope, Pokemon. Fuck off. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Permissions do not allow pop-up windows anymore. Those were a nice little novelty, but I don't like them anymore. Oh, is this the? Yeah. Okay. So you're probably not going to be able to make this out in the from how small the URL is on the screen, but um, UBB has a type of.
It's fine. We can see.
Okay. Well, the main thing I'm just trying to describe here is it has a built-in thing that will auto prune posts older than a certain amount of time, usually like 10 days or so. And that's a useful function for what it's trying to do, but when it comes to actually building up, like trying to go back in time and like see shit, it makes stuff so much more difficult. One of the oldest Pokemon forums that's still around, the Pokemasters, there's like 25 years of history on that one, just on their forums. And because they shifted from UBB to another one at some point, uh, anything before a certain date is just gone because you can't go into those subboards and see what the post topics are. And it was very active at the time, so it's actually quite a loss there. Oh well. None of these are links, so they were not actually set up, except for Stadium 2.
Stadium 2 coming to Switch 2.
Uh,
Actually, no, not Stadium 2. Coliseum.
yeah, I was gonna say close enough, but and
People
looks
still
like
mad about Stadium 2 not having something? I forgot what people were complaining about.
Pokemon Home, I think. I don't know. 1 and 3. 3 Mendus 3D. What's sweeter than victory in Pokemon Battle? Victory in a 3D arena on the N64. That does not sound. That sounds like copy. Here we go. Pokemon Stadium 2 surprised me. It added like 500 new things and still made the graphics better, but this time they are using the N64 expansion pack, which expands your RAM for more stuff to be loaded. But as I was playing, I noticed the game cheated. Like it could attack while it was asleep. But onto the good stuff. They made all 251 Pokemon playable and added new minigames, and here are some of them. I played all the games.
It's the Pokemon computer could attack while it uses sleep talk.
I'd imagine that's what was happening. Because rest talk is like a popular strategy. I would imagine that, yeah, that was it. Yeah, nothing super interesting here. This is Pokemon Webmasters again. Okay, so anything about Pokemon in this forum? It says one topic and one post. And again, I'm guessing it's anything. I'm guessing all the ones that are hosted by Hypermart are the ones that actually had the UBB built into them. This one will load. That one will not. Pokemon the movie out. Yep, it's out. You also get a free intake card with your admission. What is it about?
I got that card.
No one will ever know. Were there any notable character shrine sites back in the day? I mean, there were. I've seen sites called stuff like Poke Team Rocket or whatever. I don't necessarily know that I think that those were just kind of the name. Like, there's Articuno's Island and stuff like that too. But it's not like it's a site dedicated to Articuno. It's a Pokemon fan site broadly. It's just that was the name of their favorite, so that's what they went with. I mean, there are shipping sites, of course. The earliest Ash and Misty one that I know of is about this era, and I don't know if it's still around, but it was pretty well preserved at the time. Let's go to Pokemon Safari. We are same ones, but just with new ideas and many surprises which you will be impatient to discover.
What?
Well, this is Pokemon Safari: The New Resurrection dark layout, and I can't seem to find the actual thing to let me in. So fuck it. Let's go to the top sites page. Yeah, and these don't exist anymore, although I kind of wish they did, just because the number of websites that anyone goes to on any given day is like 5, if that. Um, but you have all these different individual websites that are loosely connected through this network, and figuring out which one was the right one for you was hard. So big list websites like this one would exist just to give you a list of all the ones and to rank them. And whether or not you ranked high or not depended on whether your site was good, but also whether you didn't piss off the admins or things like that. This one seems to be a fairly big one. I'm just trying to wait for the goddamn thing to load. Here we go. Alright. They also have an anime top sites list. It's not uncommon to see someone who owns a Pokemon fan site also own a site for Dragon Ball or Sailor Moon or whatever. That's just kind of how these things go. Again, this is about being a fan. So if you're a fan of multiple things, you make multiple websites, even if they don't offer anything really substantial. Here we go. Guest book. So we've got their new site popped up and also their guest book. Pre-warning about the guest book. People write whatever they write on there. A lot of it is, racist at times. So you may see a word that you don't like on there, but I do not have the ability to stop that from showing up. Because it will filter out the word fuck. It will filter out the word shit, and sometimes even damn in hell. The N-word, though, does not get filtered on some of these old, guest book moderation tools. Alright, guest book loaded. Yep. So, love your site. Hey to all the Pokemon fans. This is just the same dude. The website is so cool to all Pokemon fans out there. Your trivia doesn't work. I don't keep getting the same boring question. Wouldn't be 26. Cool site. Never mind. Don't IM me. Enter your site. Sure.
I am them.
In the online arena, I caught over 20 Pokemon. Battle me there, but I won't go easy. This is another guy shilling his website. Site is best in the world. Everyone read the story called Rejection, Such a Painful Thing in the fanfic. I wonder who that's about. Try inserting a Johto Dex, and if you do use real pictures, the other sites will, with them, use kitty... Oh, it dragged me over there. Use real pictures, the other sites with them use kitty pictures, and I can't understand them if you do this site. So if y'all are 12 or 13 and a girl, give me a call. You know my email address, please.
Oh my fucking god.
I mean, Grandmaster Abby's got that.
Oh my god, one of them just has Virgin in their fucking email address.
That's Virgin Net. That's they're probably not trying to be. They're probably not trying.
Why? Why? Well, I am at virgin.net. Please fuck me.
Well, he's not the one asking for 12 and 13-year-old girls to
I know, but it was right next to the one though.
Yeah. No, the VirginNet is a website that is unrelated to the concept of virginity. I think it's Richard Branson's site. I don't know if that's a name you're familiar with. He was on Shark Tank a couple times.
Mm.
Okay,
Homepage. Hashtag I don't have one.
this is Brazilian. Okay, this is yeah. Thank you for finding that. Official channel Pokemon Brazil for Brazil IRC. Okay, this is Brazilian
Were there
Portuguese.
any notable character shrine sites back in the day? Did we answer that already?
Yeah, I did. It
Okay.
was kind of my answer was basically there would be websites that are named like Team Rocket HQ and like Articuno's Island, and for the most part they weren't like they weren't actually character specific. They were Pokemon broadly or anime broadly, but they just had that name because that was their favorite thing. The one example I could think of off the top of my head were shipping websites, and I know that there are a couple that I think are still around today that were made during this era just to share, like, here are all the hints why Ash likes Misty. Here's fan fiction of Ash and Misty getting together. One of them had something. I'm going to post up my Discord where I actually have the notes for this because reading it out loud was the funniest thing I ever heard.
Having just gone through the Kanto League, there was no fucking romantic tension between Ash and Misty.
I would disagree, but it's also like it's children's show stuff, and they never did anything with it. Okay.
Right, we are talking about children romance.
Yes, this is
Crush
children romance. This is children crush romance. It's not a romance anime or anything like that. I'm gonna respect to the Brazilians, but their website, independent of their language, is kind of hard to read. All right, so this is from a Spanish fan fiction from the year 2000. This is just the ending of it. The summary of it up to that point, as far as I remember, is that James and Meowth left Team Rocket, so Jesse tried to get recruited Ash. The two of them got married. Jesse, I think, died.
So sorry, that was a lot to absorb. Who got married?
Ash and Jesse.
As in
After
Jesse.
Ash joined Team Rocket, yes, as in
okay.
Team Rocket Jesse. Then I think at their wedding, Misty may have killed Jesse, or Jesse died. She doesn't show up after that. I don't think it was ever described what happened to her. But then this new girl named Trinity came in, and Ash got married to her. But here's the ending paragraph that I translated, just because as I was reading it, I wanted to make sure that I was understanding this properly. Ash died while trying to tame a Voltorb. Trinity and Misty died in a Tauros stampede. Misty loved Ash all her life until the day she died. Some rumors say that when she died, Misty shouted, "Ash, I always loved you." Others say that Misty was not run over by the Tauros, but died of sadness, knowing that Ash never loved her. But almost no one knows the truth. Only the children of Ash and Trinity know how Misty died, because they were born with certain psychic powers.
What the fuck?
Up to now, they did not want to say how it happened, but in the not-too-distant future, they will reveal the truth of how Misty died. Which is a hell of a sequel hook if I ever heard one. Oh, boy.
Good lord.
I love this shit so much. Okay. So, ROMs were already big at this point, and I know that there were fan-translated GSC ROMs available for kids on websites like these prior to them being released in America. It looks like she is also looking for and I'm assuming it's a girl, I don't know why. This reads female to me.
Pokemon Crystal.
Yeah, Pokemon Crystal over here. Pokemon Crystal would have been out in America in
Only
2001.
girls play Pokemon Crystal.
Oh, that's the first one where you can play as a girl. It's so female-coded, it hurts. Pokemon Crystal came out in November 2001 over here, so you're not going to see a lot about it, aside from what people were saying about the Japanese version. I'm not sure what a v3 URL is, but it's a v3 URL. I may look into that at some point. Added Pokemon Yellow Game Shark codes. Oh yeah, the main thing was that she was looking for a Pokemon Green ROM, which is interesting. Just a translation of the worst version of Gen 1. Currently in the process of preparing more Game Shark codes.
I
I'm
also want a playable Pokemon Green.
pretty sure it exists, but at this point, finally got frames. That's a frame. These are things here are frames. The interactable, like clickable things. Still looking for an. Yeah, it looks like she was still. She had a whole month to try and find it and couldn't get that Pokemon Green or Pokemon Crystal ROM done yet. I'm guessing if she was looking for it in a GB or GBC format, there were the untranslated ROMs going around that you had to use the IPS tools to actually hack into, but she couldn't find them together.
Remember when you, me, and Vice went in, played Pokemon Red, Blue, and Green?
Yep.
And he was upset that we wanted to take the time to grind our Pokemon up to like a reasonable level for Brock.
And then immediately after Brock, I got smacked the shit by that Wigglytuff outside of Mount Moon and got really
You
mad
did
about
not
it.
fight a Wigglytuff outside of Mount Moon. There's no way.
Jigglypuff, whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, that thing. Oh, emulators.
I don't remember if that was a Nuzlocke or not.
It was for me until it wasn't. I.e., when the Jigglypuff double slapped me to death. Okay, cool. These are the actual, like, yeah, like everything I said is there. 404s. Yeah, Pokemon Pinball English, Pokemon Pinball Japanese, Pokemon Trading Card Game. Not Trading Card Game. Not the Trading Card Game 2 yet, though.
This is a sequel? I didn't know that.
Japan only.
Okay.
Here are some more. Yeah, here.
How long would it take to play the card game one?
What would it take to play the card game one? These download.
They work.
They do.
That's my fucking theme right there. Oh, that was perfect timing.
Hell yeah. Pokemon Tetris, does this still work?
That's a different version, but yeah.
That's an EXE, so that's a downloadable, and I wouldn't pick it up anyway, but whatever. Pokemon Icons. I guess because these were hosted on Angel Fire, they do get good, like... There are some of them that will still work. Meow's Song. I'm guessing this is the Japanese ending and not Meow's Party. Yeah. I think it's the third Japanese ending, and then Type Wild came on immediately after it, but I don't see Type Wild here. Pikachu's
like the trading card game's like a 17-hour game if you... whatever extras include.
Probably just collecting the other cards. Okay. I'll get to the web rings in a second. But let me close out some of these. Adopted Pokemon Bulletin Board. Damn. Chat room. This is probably a JavaScript thing. Yeah, not shocked. Pokedex, Game Shark codes.
Awards that I won.
Let's find out what awards she won.
Win my award. We can win the awards that she won.
I'll cash in my money in the bank right now and take her out. Want to win one of my 4 awards, just email me. Homepage URL, homepage title, email address. Send you one award after looking at your page. Good page award. If you do not meet the criteria for the Bronze Award, you will receive this award. Bronze Award. To get this award, you have to have at least 5 working links on your page, all of which are made by you, are on the theme of Pokemon, some pictures, and a hit counter. Silver Award. 10 working links, 100 hits, and a guest book. Lots of pictures. Gold Award. It's the best award to give out. To get it, you must have 15 working links to original Pokemon-related pages. A nice display. Not hard on the eyes and easy to navigate, though. Through. A nice MIDI playing, a hit counter with at least 500. Guest book with at least 5 entries, and your email address written plainly on the page. Yeah. These are, like, the views, the comments, and the likes. All the sort of metrics that we have today, but filtered through YouTube or Twitter or whatever.
We
It's
could
like,
get the good page award. We could make a website and get the good page award.
absolutely, I could make it. I could make I could get the bronze award. What would it take to make 5 working links on my page? Nothing.
It's true.
Th
We don't actually have to. We have to have a hit counter. We don't have to get hits.
yeah, Charmander's Pokemon page won
And
the
look,
gold
nobody's
award.
won any of the awards yet. We still have a chance.
Well, no one's won the good page award or the bronze award or the silver award, but Charmander's Pokemon page and Mewtwo's Pokemon have won the gold award. That one's dead.
Well, they don't count.
Nope, they're disqualified. They're done. Oh, hold on. Hello. Damn. Uh, man, I can't believe I have to skip the intro of this one. Oh god, this is so fucking bad.
Why?
Just look at this. Okay, Star Wars Episode 2, Napster go to the This is all ads. Jesus Christ.
Oh, jeez.
A landslide of tournament reports. That goes to brainburst.com. Oh god. Promo Meryl card. Shame. Can't believe that won the gold award winner. What? This is rigged.
Hey, we can make a better one, which means we can take that award.
We should steal it from them. Okay, this is going to Nintendo.com. This was probably Clefable's Pokemon site. I'm guessing was a site that was DMCA'd by Nintendo for some reason. Because when I click on it now, it just goes back to Pokemon.com. So, rip, I guess. Okay. Do you know what a web ring is?
A what?
Do you know what a web ring is?
No.
I barely understand the concept myself, but it seems to be a group of websites that link to each other in a chain. So you start at one, you hit the next button. It's kind of like a playlist of websites that are all affiliating with each other. And I'm not sure what the point is that makes it different than an affiliation, aside from just that kind of we're all linking together in a web ring type thing. But
To get you to each other's pages and generate links.
Oh yeah,
or
but what?
Generate clicks.
Yeah, I just don't know what the difference is between that. What the goal of that is, besides doing like this one doesn't have any affiliates, but that explains that one sucks. Like having an affiliate link right here, like this site does. But I guess it's supposed to be just kind of cool or whatever. Okay. So this is the Team Rocket web link. I'm guessing all these are going to be Team Rocket websites.
It's actually barely functioning.
This is impressively functioning considering how. Come on, link me to it, you dumb bitch. Okay, this is a webs site, which used to be free webs. Then they got cut down, I guess, at some point. I don't know. Yeah, this is not actually functioning, unfortunately. Okay. I guess this shows you like a gallery picture of each site as you're going along. Maybe that's like the actual appeal here. So now you can go to this one, I think, if it's still up. It is. It either is or is not, or the fucking web ring does not work the way it's supposed to. Yeah, this is, well, that would have been a cool thing to show off if it actually worked. Let's go to the national park. Okay. This one is unfortunately a dead end. Guest book. Come on. Dickhead. Alright, we got www.fnudes.com. It's our first actual porn here. Name, Steven Shit. I swear you all could suck it. Kevin, I like the music, but can you please tell me where you get them? Cool webpage. I like your page. Hey girl, your page gets fucked. Which page is this? This is Pokemania 117.
No, but like, what is this like? It sounds like they're having a conversation, but they're not.
No, this is a guest book. These are people just writing messages on their.
So someone says great job on the video, super informative.
Oh yeah, hey Rourke Vegeta, thank you, and I really appreciate the anime magazine archive that you've been creating. It's been super helpful to me, and I think it's going to be, once you start getting into the 90s and 2000s, I'm going to get a lot of really good use out of it. But it's a great initiative you've put up. Thank you. He's a cool guy. Him and Petsu-chan together are like 90% of the information I get about retro anime. John Falco's the other 10%, and most of that is him making fun of me for not knowing things. Does look like this one is gonna end up being kind of a dead end, which is rare, but we still got the fucking Pokemon Village to go through. Let's see here. Pokemon Crater I remember being pretty well reserved. Oh, duh. Yeah, top sites do this shit all the time. One sec. Jesus Christ. Why do you do this? Okay, let's try. I actually think Pokemon Crater might still be around too, but don't quote me on that one. It may have been redirecting to Nintendo. No, it does not. Alright, Pojo's one of the bigger ones. The Pokemasters, I don't need archive.org. That still exists. Virtual Pokemon World. vgod.net. My god, stop doing this shit to me. Okay. It's a commercial, fan site, digital. We're not going to Digimon. Bulbasaur's Mysterious Garden, aka Bulba Garden. Pokemon Game Boy Zone. Het Pokemon Paradise. That's Dutch. Unfortunately, if it's Dutch and it's on this site, then it's probably actually got something in there. I may have to translate or whatever, but fine. Pokemon Paradise. Pokemon Kart Inverkoppen.nl. This says Pokemon card sells. That's going to a web sales site. Is this Psypoke? Okay. This is the Pokemon Paradise, not Het Pokemon Paradise. This one's a tripod website, so it may actually be preserved today. But if I do not find something that actually connects soon, I will go and prop up another link to drive off. Alright. Yeah, so here we go. Part of the site is Dragon Ball, part of the site is Magic the Gathering, and then this one is Pokemon. Looks like the trading card game more than anything else, but we'll check it out. News, pictures, card pictures, game pictures, decks, battles. Let's see if we can get the arena functioning this time. This one loads nice and easy. This is a good website. Cheat section. Pokemon Crystal sold 1 million copies in Japan. That would have been in 2 months. That's impressive for the time. Some official statistics claim that Pokemon is the #1 thing which leads to crime these days. Well, okay, some people jump off buildings and cards are stolen, but #1? Today I added the e-card section for Pikachu. Oh yeah, Happy New Year. January 17th. Oops, well sorry, no updates in a while, but I was on a holiday, but today I'm back in biz, so the Ginny Joy Oak e-cards are added. I'll updates these days because, well, it's so great. Christmas, and everywhere around here is snow, so please wait for the update, blah blah blah. Again, not the update I was talking about, but just some added pictures of game picture section.
The spelling mistakes.
Yeah, it's not a well-written website, but it loads very well. And that's the main thing. Pokemon dropping popularity? Not. Well, I just checked out the hits of some Poke sites, including mine, and it seems like Pokemon is more popular than ever. Some sites even got hit records. Bear in mind, this is a month after Pokemon Gold and Silver released in the United States. So it is, yes, people are going on websites trying to find Pokemon facts, and not all of them would be redirected to Serebii, which would have been one of the better sites to go to, still is, just because how do you find it? That does remind me though, Pokemon Crystal is actually the worst selling mainline Pokemon game of all time at like 6.5 million. So the fact that it still got 1 million in 2 months is pretty impressive. Pokemon2000.com, the official site of the upcoming movie. This should have been... Lugia should have already come out in July of 2000. So I don't know why Pokemon2000.com was still the website. TV show has really been banned now in Turkey because of another accident involving Pokemon. Whatever. In my opinion, those children aren't normal. I mean, I also watched the Smurfs, but did I paint myself blue? No. Burger King is going to do a Pokemon promotion again, so if you want Pokemon stuff in games, go eat a burger. I think that's the promotion that... Do you remember when I told you about Brock's old voice actor getting angry at 4Kids for basically selling off their rights for their voice stuff? That got them kind of...
No, actually. I don't think I've heard this.
Do you know the story about James saying Leo Burnett and 4Kids
yes.
are the devil? Okay.
So, I thought it had something to do with the Burger King commercial.
It did. I think this is basically what they're connecting it to. Burger King was doing commercials for Pokemon in the movies. The voice actors would all they would all say like lines for Bulbasaur, or whatever, and the payment for those commercials would be more than they would make from 4Kids for most of the year. And it was one of the reasons why they were able to afford health insurance through the union, because you have to make a certain amount to be able to enter a union. So, what 4Kids did is they basically sold a library of Pokemon audio to Burger King or to Leo Burnett.
I remember now.
And they didn't compensate the voice actors for it. Kind of something that's relevant today because a lot of people are up in arms about AI.
Basically, that's basically AI.
Yeah. And that's why Eric Stewart said that, and that ended up in an actual Pokemon episode. That was really funny.
Is that still there? They didn't fix that?
I don't think so. I don't think they would have been able to. Check the Bulbapedia website, though. They would know. A little late, but the most interesting news from the past week was that in Turkey, a little not normal girl jumped out of a high building and breaking some bones because she thought she gained some superpower from a Pokemon. The local authorities maybe want to take the show out of the air there. It's trading card game stuff.
See, I think kids are just generally stupid, and just like anything will give them stupid ideas.
Yeah. They're stupid, and they're impressionable, and their parents don't do a good
I also jumped off of a high place, but that was to stop from getting tagged.
I
We should ban tag.
agree. Fuck tag. Ah, here we go. Uri Geller, a telepathic guy, sued Nintendo for making Kadabra some way that it looked like him, but also with some evil signs on it. Kadabra is not allowed to be in the was not allowed to be in the TCG for a while because its Japanese name is Geller, after Uri Geller, and he claimed that they had infringed his likeness and its copyright, and he was kind of right. They did.
I mean, aside from the name Geller, did it actually look like him?
Probably not too much. People with Pokemon domain names like abra.com or geodude.com probably have to prepare for a letter nowadays because Nintendo wants to have them. New Brock section at the e-cards. Most European TV channels have bought rights for the new Pokemon episodes, so if you live there, you can expect more Pokemon goodness. This would have been... 2000 would have been... Near the end of 2000 would have been when Johto Journeys was beginning stateside. So that would have been... That's probably what they're talking about here. Unless they were really behind and hadn't gotten Orange Islands yet. Pokemon Pong and Pokemon Line version. These are developed by the Pokemon Paradise, so download them and play them here instead. Okay, let's go to downloads then. See how many of these still exist. Oh, shockingly, a lot of them. Well, they exist as thumbnails. This one's pretty good. Pikachu short. I remember reading through Serebii's archives at some point, and he was talking about how he had to reduce the size of the animated crystal sprites because people on 56K internet dial-up connections just could not load them in any reasonable manner. So these being at the quality that they are, like, they're showing up pretty well on my screen, which is... This is emulating at least a 720 picture. Is still pretty impressive. Let's see here.
Yeah.
If you had to save this... How big is this? This is 11.2 kilobytes. Which isn't huge.
Perfect. Throw it in Discord.
Sure. One sec.
See how big it is in Discord.
Oh, it's I have to... drag it to my desktop and then drag it to Discord from there. Whoopsie doodle. Okay, look. Show all downloads. Grab it. Open the fucking file. Goddamn. Open containing folder. Where's his ass? Okay. Alright, chill out, music. Alright. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, can we do it this way? Alright, that idea is not going to work. Let's just... I'll figure out a way to get it later. I'll come back for you. You're not safe. Let's see if Pokemon Pong will work from here. Goldenrod. Okay, this one did open. How about that? Let's see. Can I... Let's see. If I get a virus, it's happening on my virtual machine, so it's okay.
Oh, that's a very old didunk.
Yeah, that's very much a no. This is not going to work on the setup that you have here, Didem. That's a shame. I'm gonna try it again though. Ah. Bump bump. Yeah, that's a shame. It works though, and that's the amazing thing. Pokemon Lime. Let's see if this one. If this just needs an emulator, then this one could potentially like work. Looks like another setup. Gotta love the crunchiness of the. Oh, I installed it. Okay, let's see. Let's see where we can go. Where did
Play Pokemon Pong.
Pokemon Pong? Not Pokemon Pong for now.
Or was it Lime? Which one was it?
Lime?
Lime, yeah. What is Lime? I've never heard of that.
It's a fan game of some kind.
Oh, so it's a ROM hack from the 90s.
All right, I'm
basically
gonna turn you off. You're kind of chugging. Ooh boy. This is a flash game, not quite a ROM hack. Hey, wait a minute! They're stealing art from Pokeflame. That's their Voltorb.
It is.
I can't believe Pokemon Paradise is a thief. Holy shit, though. Please fucking actually work. Do not play music. Okay, don't play samples either. God. Gotta love the crunchiness of midis that don't work well. They gonna work? Default controls, keyboard. Maybe I have to. Oh, press enter. Hi, Dan. Let's see if we can get some music to work. No, I may be asking it to do too many things.
Yeah.
All right, we'll leave that alone for now. Hi, Dan. Your own Pokemon world is about to unfold. I am the professor of all Pokemon. You can call me the Pokemon Professor, but some people prefer to call me Professor Chestnut.
People figured out the
name, yeah.
The name thing.
Totally adore Pokemon and always will. Come to my lab and get a Pokemon from me. Your challenge is to beat the mystery Pokemon. Okay.
The mystery Pokemon.
Bye, Dada. Okay. The TV does not have the Easter egg. Sorry, no trainers allowed down here. Probably the same.
God, this is like the worst fucking game.
I found this lonely Voltorb by the stream before. Here, have it. I also found these keys. They might become useful.
Like,
I
know games. I know games so much older than this that look better. That I noticed you could. I noticed that driving sideways literally meant moving your car sideways. That's just a dick. It's just a penis right there.
It might be a dick, and I may be stuck.
How did you get stuck in that?
I don't know. How did I get in here?
How did you get in there?
I went through a door and I got here. Why did they let me in here? Why did they let me in here?
Looks like there's a gap at the top. You can't go through that.
Oh.
Is it shoving you out, or there we go? Well, you couldn't go through it, so.
It's not shoving me out. It's just, it's hard. It's actually hard to control this thing because it sucks. I'm gonna try one more time to get this to work, and then I'm just gonna like.
I want to see how you got in there. I looked away.
All right, let's see if we can. Let's see if we can recreate.
Are those just potholes?
They look like them, yeah. Okay. Lonely
Voltorb.
I got the keys for the car.
Get the car, yeah.
And I can drive the car up and down. I think it was the no. The red dot is how I got out, and I can get back in. Can I get back in?
No, you just went straight inside.
Okay. I'm gonna go over here for. Nope, that is nothing.
No, you went inside.
Okay. So there are 3 Pokeballs in here. I don't know which one I hit the first time. Probably the middle one. Nope, I hit the first one, and it led me in here. What the fuck am I actually
So
doing
this is
here?
literally a trap.
Is this a? Let's find
It's
the other
just
2.
like it. It's like it explodes if you fall down,
I guess that's what it's supposed to be evocative of.
and then you just lose the fucking game.
For some reason, I guess. Why do I need the car? Okay, let's try the middle one.
Maybe
Middle,
you need the card to actually go to the next screen.
maybe. All right, I'm gonna try the Voltorb one more time because I'm pretty sure it's gonna fuck me up again, and I don't know why they would do that. But
Try leaving without the card. Oh.
try leaving without the cart. I can't go back. Can I go to the next screen? No. Okay, I have to get
No,
out of the car.
you have to get out of the car
I can drive on the grass though. That's pretty cool. Or can I go? Damn. Why is the car there then?
to get to the next screen.
Dan got the key.
Okay.
Dan went out the back door.
You probably wouldn't be able to leave without going into the car.
Probably not.
It's still a penis. That's
it,
you're even. That's not a Voltorb.
nope. It's still use tackle. Voltorb fainted. Okay, I'm. Fuck you, Dan.
Oh, and then it kicks you into the bad place again.
Yeah, fuck you, Dan. Your game sucks. Die. Pikachu Tamagotchi. Okay, I'm gonna try the music again now that we're not. Okay, that's just a shitty version. Gonna go back to the Goldenrod. Did I hit fucking like speed up or something?
You must have.
Yeah. Resume play normal speed. I don't know what
Maybe you
I
have to
did.
hit the back one instead,
The back one?
because there's a back arrow as well as a front arrow.
That's just rewind.
Oh.
I don't know. What did I do? I don't
Close it
know.
and you open it.
Okay. Normal speed.
Sounds okay.
Not gonna fuck with it anymore. Okay,
Have you already
so
played the tag along music?
the tag along music. I don't
I
think
forget what it's called.
it's drag me along or something like. I know what you're
Drag
talking
me
about.
along or come with me.
Come with me or something. I didn't download that one. I don't think I could find that one in MIDI, but maybe I did and I just forgot. So it is interesting. Okay, Pokemon.mov. I doubt this is going to be there. Well, we're about to find out. Nope. Pokemon rap in MP3. Ah, well. They caught me.
Caught you what?
I tried putting poo at AOL.com and they said that wasn't valid. Hey, visit this sexy site, tozazgaminghomestead.com/gamer. I am unstoppable on Pokemon Blue. My Poke have 511 HP. Haha, I rule. Plus I have all level 100 with all defense, attack, etc. and PP up infinite. Ha ha ha.
Okay.
Hi, I'm new. Is this a Pokemon fan club?
What's the fucking 511 HP thing about?
I don't know. Maybe Chansey
like,
can get to
is that
511.
high?
Yeah. Like I like you could pull up Scarlet and Violet and see how high your Miraidon has. You stupid tree hunked hippies. Some people are so rude. They come to a kid's site to download Pokemon stuff and put swear words in it. Now that is disgusting. I could kick any ass with my squad. More downloads. I'm addicted to them. Save me, save me, save me. Sorry, I'm a bit mad. Pokemon rules, but they should get new Pokemon characters out today. Pika think you suck some... Pika thinks some suck and some not. Not that Pika doesn't like it, Chew. Ash think Pika must be at least better than this site, Chew. If Pika make one Pikachu...
What is...
What the fuck
This
does
is
that
such
mean?
nonsense.
Just... That is the fucking peak there.
Screw the rest of Pokemon. Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff are the best. You damn it!
You did. Sounds a bit weird. Gotta catch 'em all. Thanks anyway. This is the first time there works something. Nice. Nice. Funny. I think Ivysaur is cool. Don't you guys think? Ik net by guy in Dutch trying to speak English. Leave a once. This is such a terrible site. I like this song, but I can't remember all the names. The Poke Rap song should be complete. This website is cool. This website is rubbish. Pikachu. This is cool. This is cool. You suck. Finally, something works. Great. I'd look for that song. Thanks a lot. I like the Poke Raps. Okay, that one apparently still worked. You just needed the email to make it happen, and I'm not giving my email to an old website. Find Misty, like Minesweeper. Pikachu's Revenge, like Arkanoid. Pikachu Solitaire. Text version of Walkthrough. Desktop themes. Okay, lots of the download stuff here, which is cool. We're at the start. Okay, there's the start. Fanfics, downloads, sounds, links, message board, finally. Staff, contact us. And here are the affiliates, including Poke which is probably another Dutch site. This is the only one I don't recognize. Let's see. This one is an easy board, so it should be better preserved. All right, these are all from early 2001, late 2000. Hospital. Hospital. Please, please, please. Please, please, please. Yes, 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 yes. Come on, come on. Damn it! I don't know. Why is Lugia so popular? Spamming. Why does everyone have a thing about Mew?
Back when nobody knew how Mew worked. Which, the fact that it actually wasn't supposed to.
Alright, cool. Lugia unknown thingy, Pokemon thingy. Since Lugia talks in the movie, will he talk in Johto Journey series? A better question is if...
Oh.
Yeah. Better question is if Lugia will even be in the Johto Journeys. Mewtwo was in the series, but he didn't have much of a part and he didn't say anything, even though we all know that he can speak. I'm guessing he means in the series specifically. Because I don't think he has any lines in the one shot he's in the show itself. Hey look, all posters. This board is deathlight, come on, bring it back. Jeez, why don't these things come back by themselves? A friend on Torch Slugs in Zelda Ocarina of Time. Yeah, sure, but where the hell is Theo? I don't want to fight.
I don't want to fight.
Quite
Please
frankly...
don't make me fight.
Quite frankly, Mew is disgusting. Everyone knows that Scyther and Scizor are the best. Hey, Scyther!
It's completely unrelated shit right there.
Hey, Scyther, why do you think Mew is disgusting? I definitely do not agree with you, and I think Many feels the same way, too. Yeah, I also don't agree with Scyther.
Many does feel that way.
I like Scizor and Scyther, the Pokemons. I also think Mew is a funny, furry creature, which, well, is one of the makers of Pokemon. I get what they mean, but that's still a weird way to say it. So, What do you mean, so? Is that the only thing you could say? You still haven't answered my question yet. Oh, hi and gracious Scyther, perhaps you're ready to admit that you're wrong about Mew. Theo, like you specifically wrote, the Pokemons in your reply. Why? Don't you like the great Scyther? Well, I admit I really like the Pokemon, Scyther and Scizor, but I'm not super wild about this Scyther. Mew is a dumb, annoying pink thing and that has the IQ of a rock. How far does this go? Oh my god. Scyther, what would you do if a Mew comes towards you with a flamethrower, huh? Agility, that's it, that's all. And besides, Mew would probably aim the nozzle in the flamethrower and fry itself. By the way, I don't want to do this, but I have to quit. God bye, disgusting Mew lovers, and remember, Scyther is God. Start bowing.
I hate to do this, but I'm losing the argument. Bye.
Agility, like, do you have any? I bet you'll freeze when a Mew starts to chase you or attack you, and maybe you'll even wet your pants or something. Okay, listen. I was just saying I dislike Mew greatly. You don't have to fight my head off. Okay, Scyther, I'm all calm now. Yes, fortunately, you're not here, or not my neighbor who I can easily approach and stab with a toothpick and all. Besides, I don't have any appetite for insects, so you don't have to worry about me biting your head off or something. I don't like Mew either. For everybody that does, it's called cheating. Well, let me say something about this. Pokemon is a cartoon. Mew and Scyther are both made by a guy behind a desk with some beer in his hand and a smoke in his mouth. This goes on for another page. Chances are that page is not here, but God, what gold was hidden behind there. Oh dear. Scyther and Scizor deck, not created by Scyther that time. Looks like that guy has another message board we can go to. Though we haven't done anything with the actual part. See doodle. Nope, not gonna see that. Whatever that was, I clicked on. Ignore that. Okay. Cartoon. Everybody come here. Fuck you all, motherfucking bastards. You all suck dick, and so does Pokemon. Pokemon World, my site. That goes to porn.com. Hi, please go to my website, RPG World, and my easy board, RPG World. You don't know what you're talking about. I bet if you watch an episode, then you would keep watching to see what is going to happen next. Besides, if you don't like Pokemon, then what are you doing at a Pokemon site, you weird person? That's not a Pokemon site. In fact, geez, you shouldn't be allowed to put that link up. Yeah, it isn't a Pokemon site. Lots of children come here and you shouldn't trick them into thinking it's a Pokemon site. It is a very rude site. Well, I mean, duh.
Huge site.
Porn.com. Charmander. Backstabbing Ingrate.
Did he really just link porn.com to generic porn.com?
Yeah, like... And I'm not going to open it because it will bring up actual porn.com, I think. But yeah, at the bottom there, porn.com. Check out my site, porn.com.
This doesn't sound real.
It was real. I'm sure it had porn on it, if that's the type of thing that you're into. Alright. Ash loved Charmander, trained him, took care of him, was his best friend, but the moment the Pokemon evolved, suddenly his trainer wasn't good enough for him anymore. All of a sudden, their friendship meant nothing, and Ash was little more than dirt under his paws. If you ask me, that Pokemon has a strange definition of loyalty.
It is kind of weird that, like, it just straight up forgets the fact that Ash, like, took it away from a shit trainer.
As soon as it evolves, its whole personality changes and all that.
Yeah.
This is so far the most normal discussion of like the anime I have seen on one of these. It's like, why is Charizard hate Ash? Yeah, Charmander really liked Ash. Why do they hate Charizard? Okay, in the last episode that played in Holland, this is October 2nd, 2000, he is beaten by Poliwrath because he only uses his flamethrower, while Ash says he has to do a different attack, then he turns into an ice cube, blah blah blah. We'll see that episode in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Pokemon trainer, blah blah blah. So that's Orange Islands. Well, maybe Charmander had a bad evolution day. Tainers need experience so they control. Yeah, I think it is just the you don't have the badges to train me situation.
Yeah. Ash didn't have Ash only had like 2 badges.
Yeah, I remember now the conversation we had, which is why I was thinking of it. Yeah.
Charizard was like, nah, you didn't earn those badges.
Go there in a second. We always have to check Ash and Misty threads because they're hilarious. Tandoori Jones, I liked your thoughts on the X and Y final you posted on Twitter. I nodded my head reading it. I'm glad. I would not have posted that to anyone besides Shades or like a couple of different... I would not have posted that to a normal Pokemon anime fan because I think that it's just bad news. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it, and hopefully Shades isn't too mad at me for telling him that Ash Greninja sucks. Ash and Misty, are those guys in love? What do you think about them? I think they don't make such a great couple. Misty has a crush on Ash. Boy loves only one thing, that's Pokemon. They would make a cute couple because they are always at constant odds with each other. Perfect couple, they should get married. What would their kids look like? Perfect couple.
Fucking perfect couple, my ass. God damn.
I think that Misty and Tracy make the perfect couple, and Ash is going to be gay. Haha, that's a good one, Tequila. I think most of you guys are wrong. They make a great couple, but they are only 10 or 12 or something. And anyway, it's a kids show, not some in-depth teenage sitcom. Come on, Trainer Laser. Having a romantic twist in a kids show, not that bad. Besides, even preschoolers knows about these things. Ash being gay? Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's 10. You're too young to be gay when you're 10.
Yeah, you can only like girls when you're 10. I was trying to say Ash is totally not gay and they make a great couple like usual. Well, Laser is half right. It's all about the Pokemon for me. But it's not just a kid's show. Most people watch about 10 to 13. Teenagers, yeah. Yeah, he backtracked hard on that whole, like, they're only 10.
What?
You can't be romantic. The show is aimed for everyone, so like many anime shows, it has elements for adults in it. Kids watch it for the battles, but older people, such as Teens Plus, can spot the character relationships and ask other people these sorts of questions. Whatever.
I mean, Brock's constantly after women, so...
Yeah. I can't tell what this emoji is supposed to be, but I'm guessing that he was trying to make a text emoji with it in G, but it... I'm guessing it's Raffle G. Like, you type in Raffle and you get that. I don't know what the G is supposed to mean, but, you know. Wait, hold on. Which one of you is Lucy? Aim for everyone, okay. I guess Blue Eve just likes Ray. Is that the Ray dude? A girl dude, right? And she is the Ray I know from Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon Ray. Sailor Mars. Tila, word of Ash being gay. I was going to type that in before I saw your post. Misty is a silly cow and doesn't deserve to have a boyfriend. She should go and drown and be with her beloved water-type Pokemon. Anyway, I thought she liked that respectful guy who made Ash climb a mountain before fighting him. Can't remember his name. His name was Danny, I think. We'll get there in a few weeks. I think Ash and Misty are made for each other. In the show, there was certain bits that show they love each other, like the way they look at each other. See, that's why I go into any thread with that title, because it's always funny.
I could understand, like, maybe seeing a few moments, but, like, people were, like, they're acting like it happened all the time.
It's going to get more prevalent in Orange Islands.
Probably, yeah.
And then it's going to stop in Johto, pretty much entirely.
It's going to stop in Johto.
Well, see, this is my theory, and it's substantiated by nothing, but the Lugia movie has all that in it. And it's kind of...
That's true, it does.
you cannot like. I know that I made the video on Shudo and him saying that stuff, but you watch the movie,
and that's a
it's
movie, so
it's
you could
obvious.
expect to see more dramatic stuff like that.
Agreed. And the stuff about it in Orange Islands seems to have been written in the episodes preceding up to the movie. So I think they thought maybe the movie something was going to happen that didn't, and they were trying to build up to it at the beginning of the series, and then it didn't. And then they just were like, okay, that's not happening anymore. Maybe they were told at some point, stop doing it. I don't know.
I liked the flute girl. I remember that.
She's funny. She's less of a bitch in Japanese.
Also, Jesse had a line about something of the opposite sex, and my parents found that hilarious.
Yeah. It's, in Japanese, they're saying, like, you two are 10 years too... It's 10 years too early for you two to start thinking about romance. You know, Japanese-ism there. And in the dub, they're like, you stop thinking about the opposite sex. And then Meow says, these two don't have to worry about the opposite sex. I can't wait for that movie. I love the dub for that one. What is the Japanese name for Tracy? Ahead of time, it's Kenji. So let's see if anyone on whichever easy board this is actually knows that. And then that's kind of it for the cartoon section of this place. That's the title. What is the Japanese name for Tracy? I also like to know other names. I don't know what's with Tracy, and also not his Japanese name, but he's so unknown to people. Lots of sites don't even mention him. I guess it's Pacey. Well,
What?
I guess it's Pacey.
Why?
Rhymes with Tracy? Well, Misty's name is Kasumi. Ash's name is Satoshi. Tracy, I don't know. Satoshi? Nope, wrong again. Okay, hold on. How do I do this? Tracy's Japanese name is Hajokalam a beer.
Hajukayam.
A beer?
Jukayam pretty hurry.
That's the Japanese name of Tracy. He's lying.
He's lying. It's Tracy.
I think. Now even Theo sounds weird. Is there an epidemic outbreak in this site? Okay, I admit I'm not the most weirded person on Earth, but I just like to be crazy, and if anyone has any pics from Tracy, please send them to me.
Okay, that got weird.
Tracy's real name is Kenji. Good for you, Metal Garurumon. You cracked the code.
I like how people are more upset for giving the legit answer.
That was a year after the last post in this thread. Like this happened on August 18th, 2000. This one happened in September 29th, 2001. Jesus Christ, people. What is this? General. So it's probably going to be the dumb bullshit. Please reply to this if you live in California. I want to know what it's like down there. See, I live in the United Kingdom. I like that this one is preserved. I'm going to save this one. I'm going to go back up and I'm going to save this one. Because that's the type of thing that I could use in a potential video for, like, funny forum posts. That Tracy Jodo one is pretty much perfect. You know what? You know what? Hold on. I think drag and drop bidirectional. Uh-oh. Clicked on a banner. There we go. That one's saved. This one is pretty well preserved because it's easy board, so I'm happy about that. This one is also an easy board. This will be the last one that I look at until we finish it.
Okay.
This one is Buffy and Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 4, 7, 8, and 9. Not 6, not 5. What the fuck, dude? General discussion. Oh well. Oh Jesus! I didn't even look at. I didn't even know I'd opened this one. Okay, we'll end on this one then. Uh, I don't. I'm not gonna do it. If you adore pets, visit maxpages.com/scipets. I just like a Tamagotchi on the net. Holy fuck! This is hard to read. Over here.
Yeah, the coloring.
Um, so the free email service is an interesting thing because, like, you know that you can have an email that is quizguru at funnyrimpafoundation.net or whatever. I'm sure that you've
Yeah.
seen those. And those used to be really a high premium thing. Because now everyone's just like Hotmail, Gmail, whatever now. But actually offering people an email through that was a huge deal, and being able to give it away for free was a sign of whatever. And it's just a thing that a lot of sites you'll see will actually offer to get people to click and to join their site and do whatever. This page sucks. This is not good. It has a message board though, so I'm going to check on that, and it's probably going to not work because the site sucks. Oh god. Only one of these has a reply to it. What's your favorite Pokemon? Min is Arcanine. Bulbasaur is my fave. Okay. Let's just see what kind of spam this guy is posting. None. Hey, read this, I need help. Read this, nothing. Alright. Alright, so we can end it there. I think the last bit of lesson I'll just give is kind of that the reason why October 2001 is kind of the end date for most of these is because that was the tail end of the dot-com bubble. You know what the dot-com bubble is, right?
No, tell me.
All right. So when the internet was first being developed, that was sort of the first age of the early tech sites. The Googles and the Apples and stuff. And there were a lot of startups being invested because the internet was a huge opportunity for people to make money off of things. The problem is that startups don't make money for quite a while, so they were trying to use different metrics to figure out how to do it. And their idea was you invest a lot of capital first, and then you capture the market. That's how Uber works. That's how Amazon worked. That's how a lot of these early sites started. Things like GeoCities and Yahoo and whatever. You know TAM, SOM, and SUM, right? Like you're an accountant. You know those measures.
What in some?
TAM, SAM, SOM.
TAM. Sorry, I think you said some, but now that doesn't sound like.
Okay.
No, that doesn't sound familiar.
All right. So if you want to tell if a business is successful, normally you take their revenue and you subtract their expenses. If they have stuff left over, their profit. Blah blah blah. For startups, you can't do that because they're not going to make money at first. You have to figure out how much of the market they're going to acquire and how much that market is going to be worth. Those are different goals. One is like total acquisition market. One's like scalable market. One's like it's different types of measures in that way. So these types of measures work in the short term, provided that you can keep bringing in investment capital and operate off a float until you become profitable, until you get that market or you establish your niche. The problem is in early 2000, as Japan was going into recession and the United States wanted to shore up its monetary policy to avoid inflation happening, the Federal Reserve increased interest rates on loans, which meant that it's harder to do capital investment that way. So when investment money stopped coming in and no one had a proper share of the market, because, I mean, look at this stuff. You had GeoCities, you had Max Pages, you had Hypermart all competing with each other, and none of them were doing particularly well in terms of capturing everything. Then a lot of companies just went under. The ones that didn't were ones that were acquired. Like GeoCities was acquired by Yahoo, AOL merged with Time Warner, Google was a smart business, Amazon was a smart business, and it established a very high niche as an internet marketplace. So those sites survived into the future. But all these different sites here, the ones that hosted these little dumb websites, just kind of disappeared. And from about early 2000 to October 2001, the actual stock market portions that were invested heavily in the tech sector, the NASDAQ, lost about 80% of its capital over that stretch of time. So by October 2001, the internet economy had exploded, and with it, it had brought on its own mini recession within the United States. So, like, this site seems to have gone on until April 2001. I know that Bulba Garden, which now hosts Bulbapedia, went down in 2001 and only came back in 2003 because Serebii kept going down in 2002. So when these sites all started dying out, there was a sort of a gap in which there were only a couple of different big sites like Poke Community, the Pokemaster Serebii, that were still off and on operating, running forums and things of that nature. And then in 2003, when Advanced Generation came out, you see a spring of them coming back up, but they're coming back to those particular sites, and those sort of are where internet interest conglomerated. And then you had MySpace pop up in 2004, Facebook in 2005, Twitter in 2007, YouTube 2006, I think. So it's a very linear progression towards the web that we have today, where it's a couple of different platforms offering space rather than a multitude of different websites, each with their own board, operated independently. And then we get to the Discord era, and who the hell knows how we're going to track that at some point, how we're going to preserve that. Yeah, so mini history lesson about this stuff. That's a good place to stop. Anything you want to leave off on?
If you like games, we're playing Persona 4 Golden tomorrow. We're doing the final bit. Golden. Persona 4 Arena.
Persona 4 Golden Arena.
Persona 4 Arena, the best Persona 3 sequel you'll ever see.
The best updated version of Persona 3 you'll ever see as well. But, alright. But yeah. On our gaming channel, Funyurimpa Gaming, we'll be playing Quiz, and the Irishman will be playing Persona 4. The Persona 4 Arena tomorrow. On Sunday, Quiz will either be playing Budokai on the other channel, or we'll be playing Persona 3 Reloaded on this channel.
God, I hope it's Persona 3.
God, I hope it's Persona 3 too. I want to fucking play Trails in the Sky already. Anyway, this has been the Funyurimpa Foundation. Maybe we'll do stuff like this again in the future.